So he left. And I honestly don't know how to describe the next few weeks, except that my life just stopped. You know that cartoon where the coyote runs off a cliff and he's totally fine, just hanging in the air until he makes the mistake of looking down? That was me. Alex was gone, and I was just suspended there by pure shock. Then I looked down. For a solid month, my entire world was my bedroom. I work at a library, which is hilarious, because all the books in the world couldn't have explained the absolute racket going on inside my own head. I'd go to work, do my job, stack some books, shush some teenagers, put on my little quiet librarian smile, but inside, it was just static. A constant buzzing white noise. I felt like a zombie wearing my own skin. My diet was literally just dry toast. And I mean dry, not even butter. The thought of getting a knife out, opening the fridge, opening the butter, spreading it. It felt like this massive 10-step chore. Like more exhausting than running a marathon. So I'd just stand over the kitchen sink, crunching on this sad, papery bread and call it dinner. But the nights were the worst. The hours between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. weren't even real time. They were just these individual little lifetimes of awful. I'd just lie there, my eyes burning because I'd forgotten to blink, and my thumb would just start doing its thing. I wasn't looking for him. I blocked him on day 2 in a moment of fury that lasted all of an hour before the regret kicked in. Nope, I was way beyond that. I was on his mom's Facebook page. I would scroll and scroll, looking at pictures of her damn garden, her dog, her church potluck, all on the off chance I'd see the back of his head in a family barbecue photo. I became a full-blown expert on his mother's life. I knew she'd joined a new book club. I knew her hydrangeas were blooming late this year. It was my pathetic, sick new hobby, detective of my own misery. I honestly thought, this is it. This is just my life now. I'm the girl who eats sad toast and knows way too much about her ex-boyfriend's mom's gardening schedule. It felt so permanent, Like this heavy, wet coat was stuck to me forever. I remember standing in the middle of my living room one night, for who knows how long, just staring at a light switch. Not even thinking. Just empty. The static was so loud I couldn't even form a sentence in my head. And that was the scariest part. It wasn't that I was sad anymore. It was that I was just disappearing. And then my big life-altering moment came. Not from a therapist, not from a friend. It came from the comment section of a BuzzFeed quiz. I'm not even kidding. The quiz was something like, we can guess your inner potato based on your favorite Taylor Swift songs. It was 3 a.m., peak time for an existential crisis. I scrolled down to the comments, and under some girl saying she got tater tot, someone else had written, my inner potato is a rotten one since he left. And then a random person replied to her. They said, hey, I was there. Try the 7-day reset. It sounds so stupid, but it's the only thing that got me out of bed. And then she just listed it. Day 1, a complete digital purge. Day 2, throw out one thing that was theirs. Day 3, sit outside with headphones and listen to one full song. Day 4, do something with your hands that isn't typing. Day 5, put on an outfit you love, just because. Day 6, message one person you've been avoiding. Day 7, look in the mirror and say one kind thing to yourself. I actually laughed. It was this gross, ugly sound, as if throwing out a sock was going to fix the fact that my entire future had just been torpedoed. It was the most ridiculously simple, almost insulting advice ever. But then I saw my reflection in the dark screen of my phone. This pale, puffy-eyed girl who looked like she'd been haunting her own apartment. And I was just so tired, so bone-deep tired of being this person. What did I have to lose? Day 1, the purge. Oh my God, it was brutal. I sat on my floor staring at his mom's profile picture. My heart was hammering. My brain was screaming at me, what if he gets in an accident? This is how you'll find out. What if you miss something important? Total BS my brain made up to keep me miserable. I took this huge, shaky breath and blocked her. Then his sister. Then his best friend. The silence that followed was terrifying. My thumb literally twitched all day, like it was looking for something to do. But that night I slept. For 5 straight hours. No waking up at 3 a.m. with my heart trying to escape my chest. Just sleep. It was a miracle. Day 2, I had to throw something out. I found his old beat-up baseball cap on my bookshelf. It still smelled a little bit like him. My whole body just seized up. I could just put it in a box. I could hide it. The urge to keep this one thing was so strong it made my stomach hurt. But the list was clear. One thing, I made this weird, choked sound and walked it straight to the trash chute in my hallway and just let it fall. I heard it hit the bottom. It was awful. But walking back into my apartment, I swear I could breathe a little bit deeper. Day 3 was the song. I sat on my front steps, put on headphones, and played a song I used to love before him. And of course, halfway through, a car that looked exactly like his drove down my street. My whole system just short-circuited. My stomach dropped. I couldn't breathe. I was 100% convinced it was him. It wasn't. It was just some random car. It turned the corner and was gone. But I didn't run inside. I stayed. I finished the song. A tiny, pathetic victory, but it was mine. The next few days felt like I was slowly waking up. I found an old sketchbook and just drew stupid spirals for an hour. I put on my favorite green dress and just wore it around my apartment while I ate my sad toast. My friend Chloe texted for the 5th time, and instead of ignoring her, I actually typed back, "Hey, sorry I've been a ghost." "I've been really not okay," she replied instantly. "I know, I'm coming over with pizza. The greasy kind." When she showed up, I didn't even try to pretend I was fine. And she told me some dumb story about her cat, and I laughed. Not a little chuckle. A real loud, ugly snort laugh. It hurt my stomach, but it felt like coming up for air. Day 7. The mirror. I almost skipped it. It felt so cheesy. But I made myself do it. I stood in my bathroom and really looked. The puffy eyes were a little better. I still looked tired. But I looked at my own eyes and said it out loud to the girl in the reflection. "You're really trying." And hearing my own voice say that, it just broke something loose. Later that week, I was at work, shelving books. I slid one into place and caught my reflection in the polished wood of the shelf. I didn't see a ghost. I saw a girl in a librarian cardigan who looked tired, yeah, but she looked solid. She was there. And a thought just floated into my head, quiet and easy. I wonder if I should take that pottery class this fall. It wasn't a plan. It was just a question about a future that was, for the first time, starting to feel like mine again. Look, I'm not going to tell you a stupid 7-day list from a BuzzFeed comment section is a magic wand. It's not. There are still days I see a guy with his hair cut and my heart does a little panic plunge. Healing isn't a straight line. But that list? It was like someone turned on a tiny nightlight in a pitch-black room. It didn't fix everything, but it showed me where the floor was. So if you're on the floor right now and the static is too loud, I get it. I won't hit you with a cheap, "it's going to be okay." But I will say this, just do one thing. One small, ridiculously simple thing. Throw out the stupid baseball cap. Listen to one song. It won't fix it all. But it can be a start. It can be day 1,